Welcome to our video series, Conceptual Relationships of Words in the English Language. In this series, we present English vocabulary in a structured and hierarchical manner. Each video showcases a range of terms and their corresponding definitions, presented in an organized sequence from broader concepts to more specific details. The series is divided into playlists, videos, and sections, each delving into distinct aspects of the English language. To get the most out of these videos, here are some of the suggested uses. We will be using WordNet as our primary reference throughout the series. For detailed information about WordNet, please visit the official WordNet website. If you're new to our channel, we recommend starting with our introductory videos. They provide essential context for understanding our approach, purpose, and methodology. For simpler navigation, we presented an outline of the terms and relationships in one of these introductory videos. Remember to show your support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. In this episode, we will explore the direct subclasses and elements of the hypernym attribute. This video is part of the playlist attribute. Attribute playlist is one of two playlists devoted for the conceptual domain attribute. Attributes are linguistic elements that serve as modifiers to provide descriptive information about another word. They convey qualities, characteristics, or properties associated with the entities they modify, enriching the meaning and context of the expression. Section 1. In this section we will explore human-related attributes.
Attribute. Attribute.
An abstraction belonging to or characteristic of an entity.
Human nature. Human nature.
The shared psychological attributes of humankind that are assumed to be shared by all human beings.
A great observer of human nature.
Ethos. Ethos.
Anthropology, the distinctive spirit of a culture or an era.
The Greek ethos.
Inheritance. Inheritance.
Any attribute or immaterial possession that is inherited from ancestors.
My only inheritance was my mother's blessing.
Background. Background.
A person's social heritage, previous experience or training.
He is a lawyer with a sports background.
Birthright. Birthright.
A right or privilege that you are entitled to at birth.
Free public education is the birthright of every American child.
Birthright. Birthright.
Personal characteristics that are inherited at birth.
Upbringing. Upbringing.
Properties acquired during a person's formative years.
Education. Education.
The result of good upbringing, especially knowledge of correct social behavior.
A woman of breeding and refinement.
Raising. Raising.
The properties acquired as a consequence of the way you were treated as a child.
Personality. Personality.
The complex of all the attributes behavioral, temperamental, emotional, and mental that characterize a unique individual.
Their different reactions reflected their very different personalities.
Anal personality. Anal personality.
Psychoanalysis, a personality characterized by meticulous neatness and suspicion and reserve, said to be formed in early childhood by fixation during the anal stage of development, usually as a consequence of toilet training.
Genital personality. Genital personality.
Psychoanalysis, the mature personality which is not dominated by infantile pleasure drives.
Identity. Identity.
The distinct personality of an individual regarded as a persisting entity.
You can lose your identity when you join the army.
Gender identity. Gender identity.
Your identity as it is experienced with regard to your individuality as male or female, awareness normally begin in infancy and is reinforced during adolescence.
Identification. Identification.
The attribution to yourself, consciously or unconsciously, of the characteristics of another person or group of persons.
Personhood. Personhood.
Being a person.
Finding her own personhood as a campus activist.
Narcissistic personality. Narcissistic personality.
Personality marked by self-love and self-absorption, unrealistic views about your own qualities and little regard for others.
Obsessive-compulsive personality. Obsessive-compulsive personality.
Personality characterized by a strong need to repeat certain acts or rituals.
Oral personality. Oral personality.
Psychoanalysis, a personality characterized either by generous optimism or aggressive and ambitious selfishness, formed in early childhood by fixation during the oral stage of development.
Personableness. Personableness.
The complex of attributes that make a person socially attractive.
Character. Character.
Genetics, an attribute, structural or functional, that is determined by a gene or group of genes.
Unit character. Unit character.
Genetics, a character inherited on an all or none basis and dependent on the presence of a single gene.
Cheerfulness. Cheerfulness.
The quality of being cheerful and dispelling gloom.
Flowers added a note of cheerfulness to the drab room.
Good-temperedness. Good-temperedness.
A cheerful willingness to be obliging.
Uncheerfulness. Uncheerfulness.
Not conducive to cheer or good spirits.
Gloominess. Gloominess.
The quality of excessive mournfulness and uncheerfulness.
Trait. Trait.
A distinguishing feature of your personal nature.
Section 2. In this section we will explore non-human or object-related attributes.
Ballast. Ballast.
An attribute that tends to give stability in character and morals, something that steadies the mind or feelings.
Common denominator. Common denominator.
An attribute that is common to all members of a category.
Depth. Depth.
The attribute or quality of being deep, strong, or intense.
The depth of his breathing.
Eidos. Eidos.
Anthropology, the distinctive expression of the cognitive or intellectual character of a culture or a social group.
Property. Property.
A basic or essential attribute shared by all members of a class.
A study of the physical properties of atomic particles.
Quality. Quality.
An essential and distinguishing attribute of something or someone, Shakespeare.
The quality of mercy is not strained.
Shape. Shape.
The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance.
Geometry is the mathematical science of shape.
Thing. Thing.
Any attribute or quality considered as having its own existence.
The thing I like about her is.
Section 3. In this section we will explore space-related attributes.
Space. Space.
The unlimited expanse in which everything is located.
They tested his ability to locate objects in space.
Absolute space. Absolute space.
Physical space independent of what occupies it.
Mathematical space. Mathematical space.
Mathematics, any set of points that satisfy a set of postulates of some kind.
Assume that the topological space is finite-dimensional.
Manifold. Manifold.
A set of points such as those of a closed surface or an analog in 3 or more dimensions.
Metric space. Metric space.
A set of points such that for every pair of points there is a non-negative real number called their distance that is symmetric and satisfies the triangle inequality.
Euclidean space. Euclidean space.
A space in which Euclid's axioms and definitions apply, a metric space that is linear and finite-dimensional.
Hilbert space. Hilbert space.
A metric space that is linear and complete and, usually, infinite-dimensional.
Null space. Null space.
A space that contains no points, and empty space.
Subspace. Subspace.
A space that is contained within another space.
Outer space. Outer space.
Any location outside the Earth's atmosphere.
The first major milestone in space exploration was in 1957, when the USSR Sputnik 1 orbited the Earth.
Phase space. Phase space.
Physics, an ideal space in which the coordinate dimensions represent the variables that are required to describe a system or substance.
A multidimensional phase space.
Dynamical system. Dynamical system.
Physics, a phase space together with a transformation of that space.
Chaos. Chaos.
Physics, a dynamical system that is extremely sensitive to its initial conditions.
Section 4. In this section we will explore time-related attributes, specifically past, present and future.
Time. Time.
The continuum of experience in which events pass from the future through the present to the past.
Past. Past.
The time that is elapsed.
Forget the past.
Auld Lang Syne. Auld Lang Syne.
Past times remembered with nostalgia.
Bygone. Bygone.
Past events to be put aside.
Let bygones be bygones.
History. History.
The aggregate of past events.
A critical time in the school's history.
Old. Old.
Past times, especially in the phrase "in days of old."
Time immemorial. Time immemorial.
The distant past beyond memory.
Yesterday. Yesterday.
The recent past.
Yesterday's solutions are not good enough.
Your. Your.
Time long past.
Present. Present.
The period of time that is happening now, any continuous stretch of time including the moment of speech.
He lives in the present with no thought of tomorrow.
Date. Date.
The present.
We haven't heard from them to date.
Here and now. Here and now.
At this time.
The disappointments of the here and now.
Now. Now.
The momentary present.
Now is a good time to do it.
Time being. Time being.
The present occasion.
For the nonce.
Today. Today.
The present time or age.
Today we have computers.
Tonight. Tonight.
The present or immediately coming night.
Future. Future.
The time yet to come.
By and by. By and by.
An indefinite time in the future.
He'll get around to it in the sweet by and by.
Kingdom come. Kingdom come.
The end of time.
You can wet the bed till kingdom come, for all I care.
Mañana. Mañana.
An indefinite time in the future.
Offing. Offing.
The nearer foreseeable future.
There was a wedding in the offing.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
The near future.
Everyone hopes for a better tomorrow.
Section 5. In this section we will explore time-related attributes, specifically time zone.
Daylight saving time. Daylight saving time.
Time during which clocks are set 1 hour ahead of local standard time, widely adopted during summer to provide extra daylight in the evenings.
Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time.
The local time at the zero meridian passing through Greenwich, England, it is the same everywhere.
Coordinated Universal Time. Coordinated Universal Time.
Greenwich Mean Time updated with leap seconds.
Earth Received Time. Earth Received Time.
The Coordinated Universal Time when an event is received on Earth.
Spacecraft Event Time. Spacecraft Event Time.
The Coordinated Universal Time on board the spacecraft.
Set equals TRM plus OWLT.
Transmission Time. Transmission Time.
The Coordinated Universal Time when a transmission is sent from Earth to a spacecraft or other celestial body.
Civil Time. Civil Time.
The official time in a local region, adjusted for location around the Earth, established by law or custom.
Alaska Standard Time. Alaska Standard Time.
Standard time in the 9th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 135th meridian west, used in Hawaii and most of Alaska.
Atlantic Time. Atlantic Time.
Standard time in the 4th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 60th meridian, used in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and Bermuda and the Canadian Maritime Provinces.
Bearing Time. Bearing Time.
Standard time in the 11th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 165th meridian west, used in the Midway Islands.
Central Time. Central Time.
Standard time in the 6th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 90th meridian, used in the central United States.
Eastern Time. Eastern Time.
Standard time in the 5th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 75th meridian, used in the eastern United States.
Hawaii Time. Hawaii Time.
Standard time in the 10th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 150th meridian west, used in Hawaii and the western Aleutian Islands.
Mountain Time. Mountain Time.
Standard time in the 7th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 105th meridian west, used in the mountain states of the United States.
Pacific Time. Pacific Time.
Standard time in the 8th time zone west of Greenwich, reckoned at the 120th meridian west, used in far western states of the United States.
Section 6. In this section we will explore time-related attributes, specifically temporal scales used in science.
Biological Time. Biological Time.
The time of various biological processes.
Circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm.
A daily cycle of activity observed in many living organisms.
Climacteric. Climacteric.
A period in a man's life corresponding to menopause.
Gestation. Gestation.
The period during which an embryo develops, about 266 days in humans.
Menopause. Menopause.
The time in a woman's life in which the menstrual cycle ends.
Refractory period. Refractory period.
Neurology, the time after a neuron fires or a muscle fiber contracts during which a stimulus will not evoke a response.
Geological time. Geological time.
The time of the physical formation and development of the Earth, especially prior to human history.
Eon. Eon.
The longest division of geological time.
Epoch. Epoch.
A unit of geological time that is a subdivision of a period and is itself divided into ages.
Era. Era.
A major division of geological time, an era is usually divided into two or more periods.
Period. Period.
A unit of geological time during which a system of rocks formed.
Ganoid fishes swarmed during the earlier geological periods.
Ice Age. Ice Age.
Any period of time during which glaciers covered a large part of the Earth's surface.
The most recent ice age was during the Pleistocene.
Cosmic time. Cosmic time.
The time covered by the physical formation and development of the universe.
Equinox. Equinox.
Either of two times of the year when the sun crosses the plane of the Earth's equator and day and night are of equal length.
Autumnal equinox. Autumnal equinox.
22 September.
Vernal equinox. Vernal equinox.
21 Mar.
Noras. Noras.
Persian, the New Year holiday in Iran and Azerbaijan and Afghanistan and Pakistan and parts of India and among the Kurds, comes at the vernal equinox.
Sidereal time. Sidereal time.
Measured by the diurnal motion of stars.
Sidereal day. Sidereal day.
The time for one complete rotation of the Earth relative to a particular star, about 4 minutes shorter than a mean solar day.
Sidereal hour. Sidereal hour.
1/24 of a sidereal day.
Sidereal month. Sidereal month.
Period between successive conjunctions with a star, 27.322 days.
Sidereal year. Sidereal year.
The time for the Earth to make one complete revolution around the Sun, relative to the fixed stars.
Solstice. Solstice.
Either of the 2 times of the year when the sun is at its greatest distance from the celestial equator.
Summer solstice. Summer solstice.
June 21, when the sun is at its northernmost point.
Winter solstice. Winter solstice.
December 22, when the sun is at its southernmost point.
Section 7. In this section we will explore miscellaneous time-related attributes.
Musical time. Musical time.
Music, the beat of musical rhythm.
Common time. Common time.
A time signature indicating 4 beats to the bar.
Duple time. Duple time.
Musical time with 2 beats in each bar.
In time. In time.
And the correct rhythm.
The dancers moved in time with the music.
Rhythm. Rhythm.
The basic rhythmic unit in a piece of music.
The piece has a fast rhythm.
Backbeat. Backbeat.
A loud steady beat.
Downbeat. Downbeat.
The first beat of a musical measure as the conductor's arm moves downward.
Syncopation. Syncopation.
A musical rhythm accenting a normally weak beat.
Upbeat. Upbeat.
An unaccented beat, especially the last beat of a measure.
Tempo. Tempo.
Music, the speed at which a composition is to be played.
Accelerando. Accelerando.
A gradually increasing tempo of music.
My ear will not accept such violent accelerandos.
Allegretto. Allegretto.
A quicker tempo than andante, but not as fast as allegro.
Allegro. Allegro.
A brisk and lively tempo.
Allegro con spirito. Allegro con spirito.
Lively with spirit.
Andante. Andante.
A moderately slow tempo, a walking pace.
Meno mosso. Meno mosso.
Played at reduced speed, less rapid.
Rubato. Rubato.
A flexible tempo, not strictly on the beat.
Triple time. Triple time.
Musical time with 3 beats in each bar.
Continuum. Continuum.
A continuous non-spatial whole or extent or succession in which no part or portion is distinct or distinguishable from adjacent parts.
History. History.
The continuum of events occurring in succession leading from the past to the present and even into the future.
All of human history.
Eternity. Eternity.
Time without end.
Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega.
The first and last signifies God's eternity.
Duration. Duration.
the property of enduring or continuing in time.
Section 8. In this section we will explore state. A whole playlist is devoted for this topic. Please see the playlist state to explore the whole topic. It is a part of the conceptual domain attribute, but is large enough to have its own playlist.
State. State.
The way something is with respect to its main attributes.
The current state of knowledge.
End of episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. In the next episode, we will present attribution.